Chào mừng mọi người đến với Vela Podcast. Đây là một podcast chuyên chia sẻ về nhiều vấn đề quanh việc du học, học tập và cuộc sống tại nước ngoài của các du học sinh, đồng thời là cựu học sinh tại Vela. Mục đích của podcast là cung cấp những thông tin thực tế nhất đến các bạn đang quan tâm đến việc du học để các bạn có cái nhìn khách quan hơn và chuẩn bị cho hành trình du học của riêng mình. Podcast sẽ được phát hành 9 giờ tối thứ Hai và thứ Sáu hàng tuần. Nếu các bạn có bất kỳ câu hỏi nào cần Vela giải đáp, hãy điền thông tin vào form trong phần mô tả nhé. Chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại series các trường đại học tại Mỹ. Và trong tập podcast ngày hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng chào đón cô Amy Markham đến từ Đại học Mount Holyoke. Và Mount Holyoke là một trong những trường nữ sinh lâu đời nhất tại nước Mỹ. Nếu như các bạn nữ quan tâm đến việc đi du học Mỹ thì chắc chắn đây là một trong những ngôi trường xứng đáng để bạn tìm hiểu và cân nhắc cho việc apply trong thời gian sắp tới đấy.
Welcome, Miss Amy, to our podcast today. I'm really happy to have you as a guest speaker to introduce Mount Holyoke College to our Vietnamese students. I know that many Vietnamese students are excited to find a suitable college to study in the US, so I hope that this is a chance for their audience to know one more amazing college in the US as well. So first of all, can you just introduce yourself to our audiences today?
Sure, and thank you, V, for offering me the opportunity to talk about Mount Holyoke to students. So my name is Amy Markham, and I'm the Director of International Admission at Mount Holyoke College. And I am from the middle part of the United States, the state of Minnesota, which is very cold. But Mount Holyoke is here in Massachusetts in the northeastern part of the country. And I've lived most of my life on the eastern part of the United States. And some of the things that I really enjoy doing is cooking. And I do try to cook various international foods. I really enjoy eating when I'm traveling abroad. I find the food in other countries a lot more interesting and exciting than a lot of our traditional foods here in the United States. So I enjoy cooking. I enjoy traveling, especially meeting international students around the world. I also enjoy spending time with my family and doing some athletic activities.
Yeah, so thank you so much for all the information about you. I know that the audience now have a better and clear look about who our guest speaker is. So, what is your position and duty at Mount Holyoke College right now, and how long have you been in that position?
So, my position is the Director of International Admission at Mount Holyoke, and I have been here for 8 years. But I've been doing this work for most of my career in admission, which has been more than 30 years. So I've met a lot of international students, and my responsibilities are to introduce the college to students around the world, to read their applications, to prepare information for our website and brochures about Mount Holyoke, and then just some logistical things behind the scenes that students never see that go on to make the application process smooth for students.
That's perfect. So thank you so much for the introduction about you and Mount Holyoke, your position at Mount Holyoke College. So I think we can talk a little bit more about Mount Holyoke College right now. This is the main content of our podcast today as well. So first of all, about the location and the student life, can you just briefly describe the location of Mount Holyoke College?
Yes, so we are about an hour and a half from Boston, which is in Massachusetts. So Boston is the capital of Massachusetts. And we are in not an urban area. I wouldn't call it rural, but it's there's hills and lots of trees and things around here, and river that sometimes students go boating or kayaking on. So those are some common outdoor activities here. But South Hadley, where we're located, is a town, and everything that you need pretty much is within very reasonable proximity to the college. In fact, you can walk to a coffee shop, a Japanese restaurant, Mexican, North African food, American food, Italian food. There's a movie theater, a place to get your hair cut. All of that is right across the street from the campus. So that's very convenient. And then about a 15-minute bus ride away, and we do have free bus transportation for our students, are shopping malls and many, many more restaurants, including Vietnamese food restaurants and other activities, and 4 other colleges and universities. And one thing that I should mention in case anyone is not aware of this is that Mount Holyoke was established as a college for women and is the oldest women's college in the United States. So we were founded in 1837. So in case we have any young men who are listening to this podcast, I just want to make you aware that it is a college for women, although we do also welcome non-binary and transgender students at Mount Holyoke.
Oh, so that's pretty mind-blowing information, because you guys pretty open to trans and non-binary students. So, how is the student life at Mount Holyoke College?
So our students are involved in a lot of different things. Of course, they come here for academics first, and they really like learning from and with students who are from around the world, and faculty who are many of whom speak other languages in addition to English, and who have also lived overseas. So there's a real understanding of international students here at Mount Holyoke. But there's quite a range of things that they do when they're not in the classroom. So some of the really popular activities are involved in the performing arts. We have a number of different singing groups. We have theater productions. There's instrumental musical groups. And in fact, every residence hall at Mount Holyoke has a piano in it. So it's not unusual to walk into your dorm and to hear someone playing the piano in the common shared space, just inside the door of each of these residence halls. But we also have a lot of other things like student newspaper, various things dealing with media and communications. We have cultural organizations. So there are special houses on campus that are places that students from various populations can go and just hang out with people who are of similar backgrounds. So one of them is an Asian Students Association house. And so there's a lot of different opportunities for kind of celebrating cultural differences. There's student government, there's leadership positions, so quite a lot on campus.
So is the student body at Mount Holyoke College diverse?
It's one of the most diverse colleges in the United States. So about 25% of our students in any year are international students. And then usually another 25 or 26% are American students who are not white students. So really half of our population is either international or non-white. So it is really quite diverse. And then there's also diversity among religious backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds as well.
Can you just tell me, what is the number of Vietnamese students right now at Mount Holyoke College?
There's about 60 Vietnamese students at Mount Holyoke right now out of a student population of 2,200.
So what do you find most interesting about Vietnamese students? And do you see how they spread the culture around the campus?
So our students from Vietnam, I find that they seem to integrate very well into our community. I also find that they come to us with usually stronger English skills than students from some other countries, and I think that helps them a lot in terms of engaging. So they seem to get involved in activities and things like that more, where sometimes international students are so focused on academics that some of them are not quite as engaged beyond the classroom, but our Vietnamese students really do seem to be. And they are usually, in terms of cultural things, they are often doing things in conjunction with students from other Asian cultures. So some of the shared holidays, like the Lunar New Year or Tet, and as well in September, I'm forgetting the name, the Moon Festival.
Oh yeah, the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Mid-Autumn Festival, yes.
Yeah.
So there are things that they, do on campus to help other students learn more about that. And then during Lunar New Year Festival, there's usually something on a Friday night where there may be a traditional fashion show from Asian countries where people introduce their native dress, and they may be teaching people how to make fried rice or how to make dumplings or various things like that. Although I think of dumplings as maybe a little bit more Chinese. Maybe I'm wrong. But spring rolls, for sure. So food and clothing are really big things that people like to connect and learn about each other's backgrounds.
Yeah, I agree that food connects people from different cultures really well. So thank you so much for all the information about student life, and I hope that our audience can find this information helpful. So move to academic. I know that many students, as you said, that especially international students, they're pretty studious and engaged in the class. So which major that Mount Holyoke is specialized in or has high rank for its quality?
So Mount Holyoke is a liberal arts college, which means that we don't have any one that we claim as a specialization. We are really about making sure that students are broadly educated, but among our most popular majors are psychology, economics, computer science, international relations, math and data science, political science. Those are some of our most popular majors at Mount Holyoke.
Thank you so much. So how does your university help students to secure employment after graduating?
So there's a lot of different ways that the college supports that. And some are really involved in building the foundation that makes someone successful in their job search. So that's things like helping with resumes, practicing interview skills, developing an elevator pitch, which I don't know, is that a term is that something you know in Vietnam, an elevator pitch?
Like a pitch that you deliver your presentation about something like business or like a plan or strategies?
It's something where I think the reason that it has the title elevator pitch is when you're in an elevator, it's usually a fairly short ride.
Yeah.
And so the elevator pitch is if you meet someone who's in a career field that you're interested in, or you think, oh my gosh, this person might be really helpful to me, it's really great to have something that you have prepared that you know is fairly short and that you can make a few key points to them about why they should be interested in you or why they might want to help you. So developing that elevator pitch or speech is another thing that we work with students about. And also learning how to do networking so that if you are at some type of event where there are people who could really be helpful in your career, you know how to come up to them and introduce yourself and do that confidently and ask them some questions and maybe even ask them if they can help you out. So those skills are kind of the foundation for what helps our students be successful when they're graduating. And that is the looking for the job, because they've built all of those foundational skills through a lot of the workshops and things that we have. So we have recruiters from various companies and things that come on our campus every year to talk to our students. We also have alums who come to the campus who work for various organizations who talk about their work, and sometimes they're also recruiting for positions. Our alum association does a lot of networking with graduates. We have about 40,000 living graduates of the college, and 10% of them live overseas. So there's a lot of working the connections of Mount Holyoke graduates to help students find jobs. And then we have a career development center that has quite a full staff of people who meet with our students to talk with them about what their goals are and to help strategize how maybe you want to do something where there's not a recruiter coming directly to Mount Holyoke. So it's helping you reach out and establish a contact, write a cover letter, and apply for a position. So there's many different ways that the colleges support this.
I see. Well, there's a lot of ways that Mount Holyoke really supports students in prepare for their career in the future.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe phần số 1 khi nghe cô Amy giới thiệu về bản thân cũng như là những thông tin chính về trường Mount Holyoke, bao gồm cuộc sống sinh viên, địa điểm của trường cũng như là những academic resources hiện đang có tại trường. Và nếu như bạn muốn nghe thêm về các trường hỗ trợ học sinh secure employment hoặc là cái quá trình nộp vào trường cũng như là những lưu ý của cô khi xét tuyển hồ sơ vào trường đại học này như thế nào, thì hãy lắng nghe phần 2 của chúng mình nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn đã lắng nghe phần số 1 khi nghe cô Amy giới thiệu về bản thân cũng như là những thông tin chính về trường Mount Holyoke, bao gồm cuộc sống sinh viên, địa điểm của trường cũng như là những academic resources hiện đang có tại trường. Và nếu như bạn muốn nghe thêm về các trường hỗ trợ học sinh secure employment hoặc là cái quá trình nộp vào trường cũng như là những lưu ý của cô khi xét tuyển hồ sơ vào trường đại học này như thế nào, thì hãy lắng nghe phần 2 của chúng mình nhé.